I remember in the first one there was just like the thing with the Speed Force esque power that Sonic has, which with the quill. And in the first, I remember him just going as he for some reason licked it like it was a child with a battery,
or like one of those Sonic lollipops, the ice cream pops.
And he also like gets sort of payment from Sonic in the free trailer, which brings it more in line with like I will help you, but I want payment. And you know what payment is? And yeah, and it's another quill, which again he licks. Is Sonic an addictive drug?
Yes.
Is Sonic like LSD or something? I mean, I've seen enough fan art to suggest that there's a similar connection, but
what I would say is this is, and feel free to correct me, Ninten. The thing I think it is that essentially, when Eggman originally gets one of Sonic's quills, it's like, the whole thing about Sonic's speed is that his quills harbour tremendous power, and it's what gives him his super speed. In theory, Knuckles has the same thing, but that gives him super strength instead.
And Tails is just Tails.
Yes.
That's what I got really annoyed about in Sonic 2.
Old Two Tails.
Yeah.
Fox Boy. Yes.
I was disappointed of how Tails was portrayed in the second movie, and this is where I'm going to get onto the topic with Amy and Rouge not being there. I think it's good, because if they were shoehorned into that mess, there would be no room for their character development. That happened with Tails in the second movie, and he was kind of just shoved aside, despite his icon being in the logo. If you're going to advertise something like that in the first place, actually act on what is in the logo, rather than just going, oh, Tails is there. He deserves some love, for crying out loud. Rant over.
See, the problem is they tried to introduce Tails and Knuckles in the same movie, so there wasn't time to develop both. I actually don't think it was that bad. I think Tails got enough screen time.
But do they actually properly develop the core relationship, which in the Sonic franchise, which is Sonic and Tails, Big Brother, Little Sister? Sort of.
They rush through it because they have to, because they've got so much screen time. The only one they've explicitly said they wouldn't do was Rouge, and that doesn't surprise me, considering it's an American-developed movie.
This is the thing. There's a super easy way to actually just have Rouge in, or just like plant a seed for later. You have a scene with the GUN with doing stuff, and whatever characters are going on, this, that, and the other, blah 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 blah. And they're in like a base thing, and one's guy's like ordering about. If you have like the equivalent of Abraham Tower, the commander of GUN, that's his name, in case you didn't know. thanks to the comics. Cheers, Ian, for actually giving him a name. We've got, you just have that scene with them saying, "Oh, get me that hedgehog." Like, which one? I don't care. Just a hedgehog. I am racist against hedgehogs. They must all be eradicated. There's a fox and an echidna with them. Well, get them as well, I guess. You just have that scene with whatever's going on, and then you just. And then once that's over, they walk off, and you stay on frame, and then you realise one of the background elements in like the darkness just shifts, and you could just have like a pair of wings opening up, and you just have a pair of eyes there.
That would be
hanging
good,
from the ceiling, as the audience, as the engagement, that's Rouge. But you then don't, you don't expressly say that. You don't expressly show that. It's just, you just see there's like a pair of wings that you can just about see unfold. One like comes out into the light briefly, so you can tell. And then you just have the eyes there. They narrow, and then there's like a flap noise or what have you, and then the camera cuts. That's how you do that.
Yeah.
If Amy isn't in like the last scene, with her like coming into the city a la Sonic Adventure. I don't see what the problem is at this point. You're 3 movies and a TV series in. You can, I'm sure, handle the concept of women.
Well,
Yes.
So here's the thing, though.
You must. It's not.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I think the problem from my end is obviously Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, despite their acceptance in the world, are still technically aliens.
Technically.
As technically Shadow is as well. But it's like,
well, that's another story. Whether or not we actually have.
No, that's true. It's like, what was the
Shadow.
inspiration for creating Shadow?
Why
Hey, Shadow. It's me, the
It's
devil.
me. I am Dark Doom, Black Doom, other words Doom. Sega doesn't understand that me and
Darkness
Doom's
Doom.
Eye are not quite the same thing, but never mind.
Isn't Doom's Eye literally just like
He's like an
monitor?
extension of it, yeah. But
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like that's the case in Sonic X Generation for some reason. It's like, no, that is Black Doom. No, it's Doom's Eye. It's Doom's Eye.
Well,
but that's Black Doom. No, it's not.
To be fair, the Generations one can kind of play around with it because it's not a real existence. It's probably the nightmares of Shadow's mind.
But this is
what
this.
I'm guessing.
But the problem we have from Sega insisting that
Everything's
Sonic
canon.
Generations was canon, which was so stupid. It was like, we've got a thing that's entirely about everything, like all the rules not working, entirely about the rules of time and space and everything else not being worth a damn anymore. There's a whole heap of stuff that's just meant as like throwaway nonsense, and for some reason they insisted that was the case.